Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. There's so much news out there that I couldn't get through everything in the crypto minute. Um, Binance, Coinbase versus the SEC and the inconsistencies of the SEC's case against both companies. China's injection of somewhere between 100 billion and 300 billion dollars of liquidity into their economy. There's just a lot going on, And you might be asking, well, why would I be worried about China's economy? Well, considering it's the world's largest country in terms of, people, that kind of injection could affect um, crypto. You inject it, people use it for crypto. That's actually a big deal. That's how a lot of people are trying to get money out of China. Um, Something else that's coming up that I just keep paying attention to. Remember a couple of days ago, I told you that the SEC was, delaying a decision on Fidelity's spot Ethereum ETF application until March. There are a lot of people saying that the SEC is doing this. It's starting to look like they're doing the same thing that they did with Bitcoin spot ETFs, right? Hester Pierce says a lawsuit should not be necessary, and that it could very well happen, right? I mean, there's no reason for it not to happen, right? So you figure Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, not securities, right? So if they're not securities, then it shouldn't be an issue. So what's the case? So I don't know that frankly, given the record that the SEC currently has, I don't think they can afford to take these losses. They just keep piling up. They're gonna have to come with stronger cases or no cases at all. You can't go to the Binance case and say one thing and then turn around and go to the Coinbase case and say something else. And in the latest filings, it sounds like the SEC is going after Coinbase's core business. Cute, but on what grounds? Right? And then you have the Treasury with what they want to do. Coinbase sent a letter saying, yeah, nah. Told you about that yesterday. It's like, yeah, nah, we're not going to be telling you about every single transaction. The amount of time and money it would take to tell the Treasury about every single transaction out there, they would have to only be in that business, because what else would they be able to do? Technologically, it's a daunting task, to say the least. Coming from a technologist, I'm dead serious. That would be like insane. Some other good news: Mt. Gox is nearing paying out to its creditors, like really close, really really close. So that's going to have an effect as well on Bitcoin, right? Because it's going to be a sell-off. Now, talking about sell-offs, when you think about Grayscale, so thus far it's like what, 3.5 billion dollars of a sell-off in this period of time. Do you know, with that much of a sell-off, that much of a cash grab, that thirsty for cash? I had told you a while ago that Digital Currency Group had a lot of holdings. One of them was Coinbase, and they sold Coinbase. They needed the money. A lot of people are starting to think they might sell Grayscale. A lot of people are thinking Grayscale is on the chopping block. And yeah, I have to tell you, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if we hear about a deal coming down the pike about somebody buying Grayscale. That would be huge, because everything that they're doing is a desperate grab for money. Think about this: selling off of Bitcoin, all the ads that they've been pushing, especially in the New York area, that's begging for money. That is literally begging for money. And who's scooping up all that? Who's eating all that lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and leaving the dishes? BlackRock, Fidelity, all of them. They're all benefiting from Grayscale's demise. They're all doing it. Some people are even saying that Grayscale setting their fees at 1.5%, was to tell people, don't come over here. Kind of doesn't make sense to me. I think they were just arrogant and thought that, their ish don't stink, and they offered a higher price. But I do buy into the idea that Grayscale is buyable. Might not be for sale, but somebody could buy it. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Like somebody could walk up to you and offer you a good enough number that you'd be like, I'm cash starved. Okay. That's what I mean. So not necessarily being shopped around, but there are probably companies out there running calculations. I'm just saying, it's huge, right? You also have Coinbase challenging the Treasury about mixers, crypto mixers. There are legal reasons to use a mixer, and the Treasury saying that they're only used for illicit ventures is very misleading. It's very, very misleading. And I can understand that. And Coinbase is challenging them on that in a major fashion. So I kind of like that. I kind of want to see how that plays out. JPMorgan's analysts downgrade Coinbase to underweight. And I'm kind of like, why? Like, I don't understand how that fits in your head. I don't understand. Right? And like the math just isn't mathing for me. And something else that I noticed, I was looking at a platform. I was scrolling through reels and stuff, and somebody posted a reel saying, "I got a letter from Chase because I have a Chase credit card, saying that my credit card was now tied to Paze, Paze." And I was like, "What the heck is Paze?" So I went and looked up Paze, and it's a digital wallet offered by JPMorgan. And I was just like, what are you doing over there? What are you doing? So I've got to look into that to see, like, is it if you have a credit card, they automatically do it, and if you want to opt out, you have to call up? Because if it's not something that you asked for, why are you doing that? Why are you touching my information? For I don't understand, Paze could actually be a third-party company. So why are you doing that? I mean, I think it's legal. I think when you sign up, you're giving permission for them to share your information with third parties, but to actually add your credit card to a digital wallet, I have to look into that to see how truthful that is. But I know that Chase is doing business with Paze. I saw it on their website. That's for sure. Now, when I look at everything, I'm kind of like, so what's going on with XRP? Won a major court case. Still not moving. Still not really moving. And I'm kind of thinking that there probably is, there's still a looming case against Ripple by the SEC, and it's still having issues. The other part is that Ripple is not focused on the retail space. So if they're not focused on the retail space, why should I be expecting XRP to take off? Because they're doing everything to get institutional business, not retail business, even though it's fast as hell. But I think that they've always focused on that space, right? So maybe the bag of Ripple that I'm holding right now doesn't do anything for a long time. I still think it's going to do something at some point. Then I turn around and I look at something like Stellar and I go, well, they did focus on the retail side, which is why I keep saying, don't sleep on Stellar. No, they don't pay me for anything, but I'm looking at the two technologies very similar, but they definitely have different focus in terms of how they want to do business and who they want to do business with, who they want to provide solutions to. And those are very big deals to me. So, the phishing alert with MailerLite, I really think you should be paying attention to your email blast that you might get. The information that they were able to snatch makes their emails look all the more convincing. So be careful about what you're doing and how you're doing it. It's already cost people $600,000. OpenSea is actually responding to Ledger's issues too, saying we need more security. Back that up with Trezor's issues, and it's kind of like, is there such a thing as a safe hardware wallet? Is the question that comes to mind. I use hardware wallets, but I also use regular wallets. Some of my wallets are kept on a device that's not connected to the internet unless I physically connect it. Maybe that's the best security there is. Maybe it's the best security there is if you don't walk around with easily accessible keys. But be careful with your keys. And if you don't have keys, and this is why ETFs will take off, right? A lot of people don't want that responsibility. Look at the news over the past couple of weeks. A lot of people don't want that responsibility. I don't want to manage my keys. So if I don't want to manage keys, who do I go to go buy into the crypto market? Now you know. Fidelity, very smart move. We know we're going to get this Bitcoin spot ETF. We got the Bitcoin spot ETF. Let's already file for that Ethereum spot ETF. See what I mean? So crypto exposure, but not your whole bag in one crypto. They're hoping to get at least two and then grow from there. I'll be interested to find out if they wind up doing the same thing for XRP, but really, the one I'm really interested in finding out about, Solana. That's the one that I'm kind of like, I can see how somebody could want that. I can definitely see how somebody would want that. It's incredibly popular, and yeah, I can see that. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Let me refresh that screen real quick while I'm moving over. Let's see. There you go. So today you don't have a lot of losers. Look at that. You get to zero real fast. So we don't even have to look over here. We go back over here. Who's up? I mean, look at this. The lowest one is 11. So that means if I was to extend that list, we'd be looking even further down. So Myro is up 31%. Not touching it. Yeah, it's a meme coin. Yeah, you could have made money off of that. They dropped 22% yesterday, and now they're up 31%. You see the big swings? If you got it, see, same thing with Dog with Hat, up 31%. If you're two meme coins, they don't do anything. They're just meme coins. It's fine. That's fine. But do you see the big swings? And it's not like, oh, it's down today, it'll be up tomorrow. That's not necessarily so. Look at Pepe. Then Pepe ran into problems that I don't know that it'll ever recover from. So I pay attention to each one of those things. I pay attention to potential for rug pulls. I pay attention to just how long is this particular meme coin going to last, right? Because it's just a meme. Has no real business use case. So I pay attention to those. But you would have been up 31%, which is a significant amount. Who else? Pocket Network was down a bit yesterday. Now they're up. They're down, I think, 8% or something like that, maybe even 2 digits, but up 19% today. Who else? Sui up 16%. Have to pay attention to Sui. Why? Above $1 billion. Significantly above $1 billion in terms of market cap. Anything above that number, above $1 billion of market cap, I'm starting to pay attention to you in a major way. I have a bit more respect for you. Above $2 billion, okay, now you're a serious player. It's honestly how I look at it. So when you look at stacks, yeah, I'm looking at stacks up 16% and still 57% off its all-time high. Remember, I told you, pay attention to all-time highs because that tells you in this bull market how far it'll be before they actually hit that all-time high. Because remember, everybody's predicting Bitcoin to go beyond its all-time high, which means that it's going to drag along not all, but most of the altcoins, right? Hence, I pay attention to all-time highs. You know, like looking at Pocket Network, 92% off its all-time high, still playing around at 394 million. Still a place where I could probably make a couple of bucks. Will I? I'm holding other bags, so I don't know that I'm going to play around with it. Celestia up, and it's only off by 18%, but it's up right now by 15%. Psy is up 15%. You know, I forgot to look up XAI, Xi or something like that. I meant to add them to the list. Avalanche is up. Remember, Avalanche is out there with a big fund that's buying up memes, buying up meme coins. So that's another catalyst as to why certain meme coins are growing. Again, I sit back and I just kind of go, is that artificial? Because what are you using those? What are you using the meme coins for? Not just Avalanche, but anybody. What are you using the meme coins for? Nothing. Yeah. So I don't pay attention to that. A Star is up 12%. Excuse me. Beam is up 11%. Those are two I'm definitely paying attention to because look at this. Look how close they are. Look how close they are to popping a billion. Just saying. Just saying. All righty. So then you have stock market, who's coming out today with numbers. Tesla's coming out with numbers. Abbott Laboratories, IBM, ServiceNow, AT&T, Elevance Health. You have a lot of companies well into the billions that are coming out with their numbers today. So I'd be paying attention to today's earnings reports. The market's been hot. You know, I heard something yesterday. 62% of the companies reporting their earnings up to yesterday, 62%, beat the street's estimates. Let that wash over you for a minute. They beat the street's estimates, yet we're still seeing a lot of layoffs. Let that wash over you for a minute. We have going on today, S&P Flash U.S. Services PMI and Manufacturing PMI. Okay. But tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow's GDP. Tomorrow is GDP. That's the big one. Look at the Fear and Greed Index. This is a trailing number. So we're in 48. We're at 48, which means that's right, trailing number. So yesterday was bad. Bitcoin was down significantly, right? And so people were afraid. I think tomorrow we'll see a higher number. We'll be back in the 50s tomorrow, I believe. Total value locked down from 75 billion down to 74. Sad, but it's all right. It'll go up. Not worried about it. Again, do you see where we are now? We're below that bottom line that I had, and it's been a steady drop. But we're below. It seems like we're going up a bit. I think we're going to go down again before we see 41,416. I don't think it's going to be a straight shot up to 41,416. I think we're going to go down again, probably hit about 39, 39.5, 39.4 before we go above 41,416. And then looking at 44,741, we would need some decent positive coverage to get back above that line. And remember, we're 3 months away from the halving event. 3 months away from the halving event. And something else that people should be paying attention to, the miners looking forward to that halving event need money. Why do they need money? Not because they're broke. It's because they need to buy more equipment. So they had a sell-off, which added to. So you've got Grayscale and you have these guys that are adding to what's going on. Now you know why I'm paying attention. Now you know why I'm kind of like, oh, so that's what's going on. Yeah, that creates pressure, downward pressure. But that's got to be easing. So what other downward pressure could there be? I don't know. I don't think that there might be anything left other than, miners needing more money. Core Scientific is coming out of bankruptcy. I think it might actually technically be out of bankruptcy right now. Then you look at the big board, and like I said, I named to you a whole bunch of places, a whole bunch of coins that were up. Solana's up, but way off the $100. So when I'm looking at this, I'm sitting back and I'm going, I think Solana can outperform. I think Ethereum could outperform both Bitcoin. I think that XRP, sooner or later, I think when everybody else goes up, I think XRP will hit like $1, right? Just not now. So what would I do? Yeah, I'm probably dipping in a little bit more. Avalanche, I'm not holding any bags in Avalanche. Cardano, I'm holding a bag because Cardano's at 47 cents. And I think it could go back up to 60. I think it'd easily go back up to 75 cents. Just paying attention to what's going on. It'll take a little bit of time, but I can see it. Cardano's mad fast. People write off Cardano and they shouldn't. That's what I'm thinking. People write off Cardano and they shouldn't. It's fast. It's crazy secure. They don't make moves unless they know that they're not going to sacrifice speed or security. They're doing things, and they're big in the NFT market, bigger than what I thought. Hence, I pay attention to that stuff. Let's look at the numbers from a numbers perspective, from a table perspective, and people are still hurting. And still, Ethereum, even though it's down year to date, Ethereum is still outperforming Bitcoin. something to pay attention to. Solana is not. Solana's down 13%. XRP is down 15%. Cardano's down almost 20%. It's that close, you might as well call it 20%. So a lot of these projects are really, really down. Look at this. I just noticed this. Chainlink. Yeah, it's down on the year, but down only 4.51%, which is neck and neck with Ethereum. I mean, with Bitcoin. Polygon's down almost 25% because it's been boring. Everybody's like, oh, it's boring. It's been boring. It's been boring. That's cool. It can be boring. When you are a part of the connective tissue, it can be boring. But again, they're so embedded in the metaverse. They're so embedded with Web3, just what's going on in Web3. I think Polygon is going to do well. I really do. And I'm looking at the SHIB number and I'm kind of like, damn, I should buy in. Because I think SHIB is going to skyrocket, right? Everything they're doing with Shibarium, as well as the amount of burning that they're doing. I think I should buy in at this number. Because think about how much money I could make if I buy in, and it's only at 8.95 with 5 zeros. Imagine if I would buy in now, and in a couple of months it shaves a zero. How much profit did I make? I think I stand to make a good ton of profit. So that's probably going to go in my DCA bag this week. Bitcoin Cash, again, people discount Bitcoin Cash like, it doesn't do anything, and I'm a Bitcoin only guy. Bitcoin Cash is only down less than 9%. Right? Cosmos down only 12.28%. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. Hope you like what I'm doing. Drop me a note if you do, and if you don't, tell me how I can improve it. But let's be mindful of the language, right? Tell me how I can make it better. Do you have a question about something? Drop me notes, over on growmybag.tv, and I'll try to do the research. All right. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.